What's going on, y'all? All right, this is Lady Luck Club. Lady Luck here. I want to listen to this. Check out this video on Pink Book Lessons, y'all. These judges in Georgia, I don't know what's going on, but there's a probate judge here in Georgia. Her name is Judge Christina Peterson, or Peterson. She just got arrested and going to jail. She going to jail. And she was already removed from the bench just due to sheer incompetency and you know, inappropriate behavior, abuse of power. I mean, the list goes on. I don't know what's going on with these judges here in Georgia, but all of them acting up. All of them need to be put in timeout. This is not just the first judge. You got the judge that's overseeing and adjudicating the criminal court matter with Young Thug, unlawfully holding the defendant's attorney in contempt because that judge decided to just go rogue, have a whole meeting with the DA and a witness without both parties being present in chambers. Why that couldn't be played out in court on the record? Stuff like that going on, and then the judge get mad because the attorney brings it up that he knows that this meeting occurred, that he was not privy to, that he has every right to be privy to, because our Constitution says you have to give everybody due process and a fair hearing. And then what does this judge turn around and do? He holds the attorney, the defendant's attorney, Young Thug's attorney, in contempt. This is another judge in Georgia. And then you got this judge here that just got arrested, got disbarred, and now she going to jail. Then you got, oh Lord, I told y'all about the judge that was seeing my case with this. I'm the respondent in the family, just a custody matter. That judge decided, he's another probate judge. He decided to just light it up in court, just smoke something. I thought it was funny to me until I guess he tried to retaliate with a order that just didn't make sense. You know, there's no such thing as debtor's prison. So as much as I want to be able to pay for everything to help my case, because this is involving my children. This is not a game. This is real life involving my children. You got children involved. You're making decisions based on your subjective opinion of me because what you chose to do that you got caught on video doing, knowing it was inappropriate. You don't smoke in court. And now you got this probate judge in Georgia going to jail after being disbarred and removed by the JQC, is like the Judicial Qualifications Commission, the committee, voted to remove her. What is going on? Then you got the DA acting up. Fannie Willis, girl, we have already had to endure this nonsense with you and your boyfriend. You got lucky with that one. And you were able to stay on that case as long as you got rid of your boyfriend. And then you go and have a meeting behind closed doors in a judge's chambers with a witness without the defendant's attorney present. And yet that attorney got unlawfully held in contempt of court. This is a problem. The problem is that you got the court of public opinion now having to, it's this culture of the court of law act up, so you got to go to the court of public opinion to put pressure on the court of law to do the right thing. Why? And then people want to get mad because you're simply exercising your First Amendment rights and freedom of speech and expression. What's going on with that? The court of public opinion should not have to put pressure on the court of law to have judges removed or to have a DA disciplined for hiring their boyfriend. You introduce a conflict into a criminal matter involving a criminal matter involving a former U.S. president. That wasn't even worth it. You could have got anybody else. There are a lot of attorneys out there that are competent. That's not your boyfriend. And then you turn around and sit here and have a backhand meeting without Young Thug's attorney present, and this judge holding that attorney in contempt for bringing it up. And y'all doing this in the Bible Belt. Y'all doing this in the Bible Belt. Let me tell you something here in the state of Georgia. Oh, my Lord. Let me tell y'all something. What they don't like is when you get cocky and arrogant and you're already black, and then you're trying to use your blackness, you know, as your weapon. You know, like that super stupid in Dalton, because I'm black and I'm black and we black. Yeah, okay. Thank you for telling us your skin color. But What is that gonna get you if you sitting here doing things that you just know is a violation of court rules, state statutes, federal law, and our Constitution? What you think that's supposed to get you? At some point, it's not gonna get you nowhere. You ain't gonna get nowhere with that. What child? Now you got one going to jail. And all she keeps saying is, I'm black and I'm a Democrat. Y'all, listen. This is on Pink Book Lessons channel. I love Pink Book Lessons. And she's very honest. And I just absolutely appreciate the honesty and just the genuine transparency of it all. And ain't nobody sitting here throwing court orders her way at all. We got the First Amendment right. You don't like the issue of privacy? You don't go to court of law demanding privacy. That's not how it works to the opposing counsel in my case. That's not how that works. You don't go to court saying, I want privacy. Because everything we do in court is available to the public. From court filings and pleadings to court orders to a court of record. That whether it be a transcription, something in writing, or a video that's posted on YouTube, you can't expect stuff to go to court and then remain private. Why don't you file a motion and ask the court to seal the case? Or to do some redactions? Something along those lines. But you don't sit here and say, everything that goes on in court, it's a matter of privacy. No, it's not. That's the actual antagonist and opposite of that. You want things done in private, you mediate. Get your client to mediate. Mediate. You mediate. Because mediations, guess what? What you discuss in mediation can't be used in court. Because you went to law school, you should know that. You should know that, girl. You should know that. You went to law school. You should know that. So you want things in private? Mediate. You don't go to court and have everything that can be made available to the public discussed in court. I don't even understand. Like, if I wanted to prove that I've tried to give at least 3 different parenting plans in mediation, I wouldn't be able to do it because any information from the mediator would be inadmissible. Can y'all believe that? But yet, the opposing counsel, I guess, expects everything that goes on in court to remain private because nothing is private in court. Everything is released to any member of the public can request a FOIA. They can request for documents, for a court of record, for orders, for pleadings, for motions, exhibits. Everything can be FOIA'd unless you get it under seal. Why is this? I didn't even have to go to law school to say that. I just looked that up. I Googled it. There's that law school degree. Thousands of dollars. Get things sealed. Get it sealed or mediate. Mediate. The word of the day from the Lord. The word of the Lord says mediation. Can y'all say mediation, church? Say mediation. Mediation. Can we say mediation one more time for the Father? And then say mediation for the Son. And then say mediation for the Holy Ghost. Amen. Mediation. Where everything will be confidential and private. Jesus Christ. I Googled that. I didn't have to go to law school to look that up. Just like this judge here going to jail.
American female and Democrat.
Oh, God. No, ma'am.
Any publications that you're aware of that ever acknowledged that fact?
I was never celebrated or congratulated.
Do you need to be?
Why do you continue to make a
I'm sorry, you're a judge. What's going on?
That's the former reality show dating contestant from Oprah Winfrey's network.
She said I was never congratulated. My Lord.
A couple of years ago, she made history as the first black female judge and the first Democrat in her position.
Which means nothing to no one. Means nothing to no one.
But Judge Peterson, she's been doing everything to show she didn't deserve the seat at all.
Yes.
I've been covering the woman I named the City Girl Judge going back 3 years ago. She was the first City Girl Judge featured here. And 3 months ago, I brought you an update.
Ooh, Lord.
Completed a full investigation in hearing where they came to the conclusion that the City Girl Judge was too incompetent to serve. Judge Peterson in the comment section attention under that video. She also took her case to the Georgia Supreme Court
because naturally
to avoid getting kicked off the bench.
Because naturally.
All I gotta say is getting arrested, City Girl Judge, is a horrible look if you're expecting the Supreme
Court to side with
you.
Yes, it is.
The City Girl Judge was down to the bar and police officer in the head.
Oh my God. What were you expecting? What was she expecting? Why did I park here, y'all?
Wait a damn minute.
Wait a whole lot of minutes.
I know. You can't make this stuff
You can't make this up. You can't make this up.
And I was like, which one of these husbands done got arrested in Atlanta?
The Huggies.
Opened it up, so
Huggies. Did she say Huggies?
It was none other than my favorite city girl judge.
Did she say Huzzy or Huggy? Huggy? Which one of these Huggies got arrested? Girl, pick one. You how many more judges in Georgia alone? Let's do that. Let's start with Atlanta. And even in Fulton County, because you know you got this DA that just don't hire your boyfriend. Why? Why, Fannie Willis? Don't hire your boyfriend. Come on. Y'all can't keep going around here talking about your skin color, and that's the only reason why you should have exceptions given to you because your skin color. You weren't celebrated. What was that ever supposed to happen? When were you supposed to be celebrated? Why is that the only factor to keep you from doing something unethical and immoral and violating court rules and abusing your power and authority based on your skin color and whether or not you were celebrated? Why are those the only two factors that you think warrants you to do what you're doing to not only lead to you going to jail for assault, but also to be disbarred and removed from the bench? I'm not a judge. I mean, really? Seriously? Girl.
Now, Judge Christina, I know you like to come under my videos, but girl,
she one of them. Oh, Lord.
To be down there to the bar beating on the popo. You're supposed to be a dignified woman. Down there acting like a straight up hood rat. But first, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel.
Oh my Lord.
Click the notification bell.
First of all, what's the purpose of you getting on somebody's video leaving weird comments when you're a judge? You realize these comments can be viewed by the public unless you go back and delete them. But you know, people like me, what I'm gonna do is just take a print screenshot of that comment and keep it, because why not? You posted it up. Once you put it on that platform, honey, that's why when it comes down to it, you guys always gotta remember when it comes down to it, you know, you put something on YouTube or any social media platform, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever it's called, Facebook. Understand that it could go viral, it could go public, and it's gonna be there forever. Even if you think you're deleting it, there's always a backup server. So when you say something, you mean it, and when you mean what you say, you know, you're not gonna be embarrassed about it. I'm not sitting here don't nobody make no threats. You ain't gotta do any of that. You can exercise your First Amendment rights, but you got to understand that once it's out there, it's out there. So you posting up weird pictures and you're an attorney and you're a member of the Bar Association and you got a weird Instagram page that seems to be the stuff of nightmares amongst anything else, and then you want to sit here and post up weird pictures of why you put your real name and the fact that you're an attorney on that Instagram page with those weird pictures where you inappropriately dressed. You should expect that to be known to the public then, because you put it out there. You put it out there, and anybody can just look at that stuff. This is not something that's top secret. If you don't understand how social media works and you're a whole attorney, you might want to ask some questions. You don't post up half-naked pictures of yourself and then you got it on your Instagram page that you're an attorney and you put your real name. Why you even put your occupation on the Instagram page? You know what? Let me keep going.
Update.
Yeah, that happened. I can't make that up. This stuff you can't make up.
Put a bride behind bars, landed in jail herself today. A probate court judge, Christina Peterson, booked into the Fulton County Jail. And Fox 5's I-Team reporter,
former Judge Christina Peterson,
details on this shocking development in a story that the Fox 5 I-Team has been covering for several years now, Johnny.
That's right. Judge Peterson still serving out the last year of her term, apparently having a night out at the Red Martini Restaurant and Lounge in Buckhead. According to a police report,
and then y'all want to go to Buckhead and party up there where let me tell you
she
something.
Punched an Atlanta police officer in the head.
What the world wrong with you, girl? You punch somebody in the head, you a judge?
Probate court judges don't normally land in the spotlight.
They don't normally land anywhere, but on a docket.
Judge Christina Peterson just keep piling up. Last year, a state oversight.
The incompetency of it all.
Systemic incompetence.
Woo, Lord. Systemic incompetence.
Recommending her removal from the bench. Among the accusations, a bride from Thailand to court. Then tossing her in jail because she tried to correct a marriage certificate.
Jesus Christ, really? Judge Peterson?
with any idea that you may be going to jail? No.
Oh
But
my
now,
God.
Peterson faces the criminal justice system herself after her felony arrest early Thursday on allegations of punching an Atlanta police officer in the head. The incident happened at this Buckhead nightclub in the
Oh
early
my
morning
good
hours
Lord.
Thursday. According to a police report,
Let me tell y'all something. I tried, and now on calls that can be foyered to give as much opportunity in my situation to the other parent as possible by saying, you can meet me to peacefully exchange our youngest son. That is in the 911 call that him and his attorney don't want to listen to. They don't even want to foyer the police body camera footage, but then they want to sit here and decry that the police body camera footage, which is available to the public, somehow is a violation of privacy. See, there's no expectation of privacy when your client calls the police to my house, and that yet the police body camera footage does not make him look good, and now he's embarrassed about it. Any member of the public can foyer it, not just myself. Any member of the public. There are millions of people in the United States alone that can foyer police body camera footage. So what are you expecting to remain private? Why are y'all going out here? You all went to law school. You know, all judges basically start off as lawyers. They all went to law school. They took the bar, they passed, they got bar license, they're supposed to be members of the bar association. Y'all are going out here and you cutting up like this, you're smoking in court hearings, and then you get mad, or you having super scroll meetings without both parties being present. And y'all are punishing the people that's bringing this stuff to the light. I don't think that she would be in this position, this predicament, had someone not reported this. You don't get to do what you want to do without consequence. You can't just act with impunity. This is why people don't want to put any trust in the justice system. You're supposed to be, as the judicial branch of government, enforcing and upholding laws. You don't get to act how you want to act when you decide to be somebody's judge of anything. Or you want to be an attorney and be a respected attorney. You don't get to act how you want to act. You just don't. I don't even get to act how I want to act, and I ain't went to nobody's law school. And I have no intentions on going. You can catch me dead on nobody's law school campus. I have no desire to be an attorney of anything. But yet, you got attorneys out here putting fraudulent statements in orders. Judges retaliating from the bench because they upset because they get called out. You got the court of public opinion that has to get on you, but yet you have a whole court of law that you swore an oath to uphold a constitution, state statutes, federal laws, court rules, process procedure, all this stuff in place. And this judge was removed from just consistent incompetency. It's the incompetency of it all. This is the grievable actions that she had filed against her were just stacking up. You falsely imprisoned someone for wanting to correct their marriage license. Care stop. You can't get mad because you in jail with assaulting a police officer. That's not how this works.
Getting drunk at the Red Martini.
My Lord.
Allegedly had way too many martinis and got
My Lord. In the Bible Belt state.
And not just down at the courthouse.
Lord have mercy.
HOA in Douglas County too, in her neighborhood.
So you torturing people in Douglas County over here.
Cutting up so bad they had to drag this lady down to the nasty, filthy Fulton County jail. And again, this is a horrible look. Because
horrible
precedent. Her out of office. Her case is with the Supreme Court right now, and they're supposed to be making a decision pretty soon.
And if they do not make the right decision and do what's right, that's going to show even more how corrupt they are.
A preliminary police report obtained by the Fox 5i team says an
My Lord.
police officer working an extra
My
job
Lord.
at Red Martini Restaurant and Lounge went to check out an altercation in the valet area.
In the valet area?
Peterson.
Girl.
There, the officer found a woman crying and tried to talk to her. And that's when things took a violent turn.
What would enthuse you to want to attack a cop?
Don't tell me the city girl judge was the woman down there crying in the parking lot.
City girl
judge. Miss Strong, independent, I can do whatever I want. Better not be in the parking lot crying in the middle of the
girl, they look.
Bat crazy, knocking the authorities in the head.
Jesus Christ.
She was more important than him because she's a judge and she saw him as just security or something.
Oh, honey.
She messed around and found out, didn't she?
Y'all, let me tell y'all something. The police They're out here on these calls. They have the authority to arrest you. They don't care if you're a judge, an attorney, or any of that. They're not supposed to care about that. They're not supposed to care about your client interfering with custody, having the police, after 2 recorded calls of him giving opportunities to meet me to exchange my child peacefully without police intervention, daring me to bring the cops to his house. Somehow he's not smart enough to know 911 calls are recorded, can be foyered. They can be foyered. They're recorded and foyered. They're available to the public. Just like the police body camera footage that you're embarrassed about because of your behavior. You show people who you really were. You weren't masquerading in that. That's who you are. I had to deal with that for 12 years of marriage. Them folks in court didn't have to deal with that for 12 years. I did. They can't tell me what I had to encounter from you. And then you call your attorney, put her on speakerphone. It's in the video. And she's yelling and screaming, demanding the people speak with the police officers. You know what they did? This epic walk-off that I thoroughly enjoyed watching over and over again. Epically walked away. He got his phone hanging up in the air on speakerphone while his attorney yelling and screaming, making demands to put the officer on the phone. They're not obligated to talk with your attorney. And if she was there in person, they would have had the right to arrest her if she decided to obstruct. You're interfering with what we're out here to investigate. Your client interfering with custody, which is a violation of state statute and law. And you're yelling and screaming, demanding to speak with a police officer like they owe you that conversation. No, they don't. Just like they arrested that judge, they can arrest an attorney and they can arrest anyone else. They have the authority to do that. So why would this judge not think, dang on, these cops can lock me up? How you think they weren't going to arrest you? You think they care about you saying you're a judge? For all they know, you're drunk and they have no way to verify that. And what does that matter? What does that matter? They lock up senators, members of Congress, other cops, attorneys, judges. They lock up people like that all the time. You think that matters to them? I'm a judge. Thank you for telling us. So what? Go ahead, girl. A probate court judge.
According to an arrest warrant, the off-duty officer struck in the head by Christina Peterson.
That the JQC wants to have removed.
The latest in a long line of
who's appealing it in the Georgia Supreme Court.
Defeated in her Democratic primary last month by Douglasville attorney Valerie Vi.
So even though she's fighting to stay in office, it doesn't matter.
Fighting to stay in office. You got voted out.
Somehow convince the Supreme Court to not remove her from the bench.
Who child?
It will be her last year in office because
either way,
it's a Democratic primary.
At one
either
point
way,
last year, the state judicial qualifications.
That's what these elected judges forget. You forget that you're elected, not appointed. You are elected. You are in here because you are voted in at the will of the people. And if you're doing things that is unethical or inappropriate or unlawful or illegal, you can be voted out. You will be voted out. So what are you going to do? Take it out on everybody because they won't vote for you again? Judge Peterson was not going to maintain that position either way. She got voted out. The only thing that's different is the fact that now you have the JQC saying, we're going to make sure you stay off the bench and you're going to definitely get disbarred. So what is all this getting you? Trying to retain power. When you're elected, you don't get to act how you want to act. Because you can be voted out and still lose your position. And then you get enough attention from the court of public opinion, you'll never be voted back in either. So you'll never have that power no more. So enjoy being an attorney all over again because that's the only option you will have left if you do not get voted back in as a judge. Why bring this attention to yourself and do things where you're assaulting police officers or you're putting out bad court orders, retaliating against someone, or denying them due process and fair hearings, denying them the opportunity to present evidence, and all because reasons, your opinion of a person? That's not how it works. You can be voted out. You're elected. That means that you're more special than the next person that's running for that position. Chabu. Good job for voting her out, Douglas County. Good job.
The Judicial Code of Conduct.
Got a whole lot more judges that need to be voted out. A lot more judges need to be voted out in Georgia.
And vainglorious.
Vainglorious. Lord have mercy.
Peterson, meanwhile, saying in a JCC hearing that the real tragedy is that she didn't get enough credit for making county history.
Oh, please. Nobody cares about that.
African American, female, and Democrat. Yes.
Because I'm black, and I'm black, and I'm black, and I'm black. Because I'm black.
Acknowledge that fact.
I was never celebrated or congratulated.
You're a grown woman. Get over it.
All they want is a party every week.
Nope.
And pats on the back all day to help out with their self-esteem.
With their 6-figure salary that can be easily taken from them with another election. Keep putting them election videos out where you think that your campaign is going to get you somewhere when you're sitting here retaliating against people in court. Bringing in your personal feelings where the Constitution warns against the court failing to remain impartial and objective. Keep on. That court of public opinion is going to come back and bite you in the butt, and it's going to haunt you. And guess what? Now you're really going to lose that position, because who's going to re-elect you and keep voting for you? Who's going to do that? Who's going to keep doing that? When you can't even remain impartial for something simple. You got to be fair and listen to both sides. You can't sit here and be impartial and have the sharing. This lady literally is she was going to be removed for just sheer incompetence. Retaliation. How you put somebody in jail for trying to correct a marriage license? How is that a contemptible action? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Ma'am, you weren't there to be celebrated.
Making the courts look bad, and people like me are just beyond dumb. I'm exhausted of it.
It's not all about you.
It's
about
not.
doing your job.
You can get celebrated.
I already told y'all how she was out there in the courthouse acting like the city girl mayor Tiffany Teflon Thomas.
Yes, because I'm black, and we black, and I'm black, and I'm black.
Police
God
documents say that
almighty.
after striking the police officer, Judge Peterson wouldn't give officers her name, with officers
Of course she
fingerprinting
wouldn't.
at the jail, but her name not coming back on file.
Of course
said
she
told
wouldn't.
the officers to call an officer Cawley, who
Why
told
how
them
that
she
happens?
was
Oh,
a
of course
county
she
judge.
did do it.
Before her arrest, Peterson had been expecting a decision this month from the Georgia Supreme Court on whether to remove
Woo,
her from
child, you gonna get removed for real now? You done. You ain't never gonna be a judge no more.
Thanks
Ever.
very much.
She
Never.
was trying to get special treatment.
Yes.
Didn't want to tell the people her name.
Name.
But got them to call another officer just for him to give out her
Her
name.
name.
I told you that was a long time ago. Just silly.
Here's for all these judges and attorneys that think that somehow they're just impermeable to laws and rules and the Constitution and state statutes. They can do a fingerprint or a face scan. Because at some point in your life, you've had to give up fingerprints. When you got your driver's license, guess what? You had to put a fingerprint on there. All they had to do was do her fingerprint. And even if she's never been to jail or been in trouble before, her fingerprint landed on a driver's license. See, these are things that you would think these law school graduates would know. And I'm not knocking law school graduates. I literally respect those who go, because I can't do what y'all do. Child, please. I could never do that. So I have nothing but respect. But when you intentionally do things to be retaliatory, to be subjective, you fail to remain impartial, you're completely biased, you show favoritism, that stuff comes back on you. And God has a way of teaching you a lesson. That's all she needed, was a good lesson from Jesus. Now you got voted out and you're going to get removed, and now you're in jail. Good Lord, get him, Jesus, get him, Jesus.
To kick her off the bench. What do you think will be their decision?
Ooh, they're going to kick off the bench because she got charged with a criminal charge.
Before a new judge is elected.
She got a criminal charge. She ain't going to be on the bench, honey.
Her from the bench. Let me know what you think below. If you want to catch up on that,
yeah, I love Pink Big Book Lessons. You guys have got to check her channel out, because she had been reporting on this same judge. I could not remember her name for the sake of my life. Judge Christina Peterson from Douglas County in the state of Georgia, the Bible Belt state, redneck state. Let me tell you something. You do not get to say that you're black and you're a Democrat and think you're going to get away with anything. That's not how that works. You want to sit here and fail to remain impartial when you've been elected? You're here the will of the people. I don't care if you serve in DeKalb, Fulton County, Douglas County, don't care. You're here at the will of the people. Don't piss the people off, because they're not going to re-elect you. And now she's about to get disbarred. Not just removed from the bench. She's going to be permanently disbarred. You don't call criminal charges attacking police officers. Half her Instagram and social media looks like she just got through sliding down a pole. All these inappropriate photos and stuff. You a judge. God, are you embarrassing? It's embarrassing. How much more of this nonsense must we endure in the state of Georgia? I can't take it. If it's not the DA cutting up, it's another judge meeting with the DA without both parties being present, cutting up, holding attorneys unlawfully in contempt, cutting up. You got this judge cutting up. I had a judge smoking a court hearing, cutting up. You cutting up. You cutting up all over the place. But get mad because somebody's saying what you did on a court of record. It's on a court of record. What are you talking about? It could be FOIA'd. You want things to be private? You say, listen, if one party is expressing their willfulness and willingness to mediate, both y'all mediate, and do not leave that mediation until you've come up with a resolution. Because I'm not going to keep going through this. This girl sitting here posting these videos exercising her First Amendment rights, telling on me for smoking in court. I don't want that. Okay, well, fine. Tell the other party to mediate. There's no expectation of privacy when your client calls cops to my house. They're wearing body camera footage that can be FOIA'd by any member of the public. How does that go? Lord, when you're elected, you have got to be extra careful because your duty is to enforce the law and to serve the people that elected you. The least you can do is remain impartial and be fair and give everybody due process and look at some evidence and watch a police body camera footage. That's the least you can do. Or if you lose that position because you didn't get reelected because you got the court of public opinion looking at you saying, all the stuff you did, it's not worthy of us voting for you no more. Because you forgot you only elected, not appointed. You forgot about that. That's a tidbit piece of information you forgot. This position is not permanent for me. It's not a lifetime appointment. No, it is not. There's a difference. Chabu. All right. I'm so glad that this video, I'm glad that Pink Book Lessons did not allow this weird judge leaving comments in her video, like that matters, from deterring her from reporting on this. We have First Amendment rights. This is not a dictatorship. This is not Gestapo. This is not Germany 1940s. No, ma'am. Take that nonsense on somewhere else. Same thing I've said many a times regarding my situation. You don't ask a judge in the United States of America to sit here and throw someone in jail because they exercised their First Amendment rights and they simply said things your client didn't like or agree with. That's not how the First Amendment works. It is not how it works. And had you filed that daggone motion, I know at least 23,000 people who would have FOIA'd that thing and posted it out to the public. Now we're Gestapo, Germany? Is that what we're doing? This is not a dictatorship. This is a democracy. That's not how this works. Your client can say whatever he wants about me. He can create many social media websites to say everything he wants underneath the sun. Period. I cannot sit here and tell a court to lock him up and incarcerate him for it. Because we have a democracy. I don't have to like it. Tell your client to stop stalking my YouTube channel. How about that? Stop stalking my channel. Everybody tell them hello. Hopefully you get remarried and have 2 more kids so you can have someone or something to do to occupy your free time because obviously you're bored. Stop stalking my YouTube channel. That's not cute. Especially when your own counsel's got an Instagram page that's not even appropriate for any attorney that passed any bar for any state. I don't care where you license at. You don't put up inappropriate pictures on social media and then you tell people your real name and the fact that you're an attorney. How'd it look? Okay. I'm done. That was a good video, Pink Book Lessons. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. People are not going to always like the coverage, but what they should not be doing is adding to it. They should not be doing it. I can't say I'm going to apologize for exercising my rights that I have. But for someone to say that this person needs to be incarcerated for exercising free speech and their First Amendment rights is egregious in the United States of America. It is egregious to do that. It is disgusting. And it proves even the more you don't have a case. Find something or someone else to do. All right.